Welcome to episode 5 of Everything Under the Sun with your host Pooja. How has the lockdown been treating you? I can imagine the demand for patience as the extension has been announced. Do not fret. Let your creative brain kick in. You will be amazed at your own innovative thinking. Trust me. With this lockdown, a lot of us are decluttering and organizing our homes. What with all the extra time that we have? Decluttering in the traditional sense means removing unwanted things from one's physical surroundings. We give away what is not needed and throw out the old to make space for the new. In Indian culture, we are encouraged to declutter around certain festival months, to give it a community feeling like Pongal or Sankranti, Diwali, to unconsciously instill the habit of decluttering. Like most of you, for me, decluttering meant a superficial activity where I would choose a day, play loud music, and absent mindedly sort through my clothes, books, shoes, and find excuses not to part with things. I would end up cleaning and rearranging them, not so much of giving away, especially books. All this was mechanical, and I never imagined that this activity could be much more powerful on a psychological and energy level when approached in the right way. This was until I stumbled upon the KonMari method on YouTube. This is a method created by Marie Kondo, a Japanese organizing and decluttering expert. Yes, you heard it right. She is an expert in organizing things and decluttering. Who could imagine that that could be a career, right? She has her own TV show, books, and a Udemy course. I read her book, The Life Changing Magic of Tidying Up, and it opened a whole new dimension to me I never knew existed. I'll try to share a few key points of this method and, most importantly, how it directly affected my life. Marie Kondo is not sponsoring this. I must put it out there. I secretly wish she was, though. How cool would that be? We might have heard or read somewhere, that things carry memories, emotions, and energy of the owner. Like that old shawl belonging to your grandmother, that tea set your mom cherished and then handed over to you, that tie that belonged to your father. All are good examples. Now, imagine you're visiting your parents' house, the house in which you grew up, and you go to your old room and you found a box stashed away with your old toys and books. You open it, you find your favorite doll, you find some WWE cards. I remember trading them a lot in school, or a small car. And when you hold those things in your hands, you smell them, and you unconsciously close your eyes. At that point, do you only see the memories flashing? Or do you also feel the emotions as a child playing with those toys? This is all the proof you need that things carry our energy and emotions intact. But when we hoard things and our personal space is crammed with things and books and clothing and shoes, it clutters our mind, body, and spirit as well. So, decluttering as an activity should be done not only for the physical aesthetic, but our internal health as well. I know what you're thinking right now. Pooja, you always convert everything into psychology and spirituality. How can decluttering impact my life? I have done it so many times over the years and nothing has changed. All right, all right. All valid questions. And before you conclude that this is all made up humbug, spare a few minutes to listen till the end because I'm going to share my personal experience with this. 3.5 years ago, I was in a bad place in life. I was still recovering from my second knee surgery and dealing with a lot of physical pain. And life felt like it was stuck. I was not inspired to do anything. And apart from work and home, I had nothing else going on for me. Life seemed like it was going in circles. And though I had a stable job and a nice home, my mom and my dog were with me, nothing seemed to be moving forward. It is then that I stumbled upon the videos and read the book on KonMari method. Marie Kondo's approach intrigued me. I had a lot of stuff at home and boxes that had been sent over from my hometown as well. over the years accumulated stuff. I decided to try this method and I got my mother on board with it. I am sharing a few key points from her method. Start by greeting your house. Sit on the floor, close your eyes, and ask the house permission and help with this exercise. Trust me, it may sound a little weird, but it is an essential part. In India, we consider each house as a living entity with a deity, the Vastu Purusha, who resides and takes care of the residents of the house. So, this may not sound that odd as well, but it is an important step. Then start decluttering in categories: books, clothes, shoes, kitchen items, and you will find the details in her book on which category to tackle first. When deciding what to keep, and I think this is the most important or the crux of what her method involves, is to ask yourself, does this spark joy? I'll repeat this. To ask yourself, does this spark joy? Not, can this be used 5 more times? Only, does this spark joy? So the key is to give attention to how you feel and not use logic while sorting, right? So this is what I did. I started by bringing all the clothes I owned and piling them on the floor. All of them. From the closet, from the laundry, from anywhere in the house. The pile blew my mind. It was a mini mountain. How the hell did I own so many clothes? Then I picked each piece of clothing in my hand and asked myself, does this spark joy? So, what it means is, will I feel good wearing this? If the answer is no, the clothing was rejected. If it was yes, I kept it. And I had to fight the urge of the logical thinker in me, saying, this is new, I've not worn it that often, I could just use it couple of more times, why should I just give it away? Or this was gifted to me by a dear friend, though I don't like it that much, but then, she may not like it if I give it away. And so many things, but I fought that urge and I just pushed on. And then from the rejected pile, I sorted which ones to gift, donate, or to throw away. Coming to my male listeners, don't give an excuse that this is applicable only to the ladies. I know you have loads of clothes too, and yes, that one favorite t shirt with holes hidden somewhere in the closet away from your mom or your wife. Don't worry, you have a valid answer to continue holding on to it. Just say it sparks joy. Jokes apart, this needs to be done by everyone for their own items. So don't involve your parents or spouse in the decision to keep or throw your items. This is a very individual activity. Moving on. Next, I tackled books, which are the hardest category for me. The method says select and keep books that you would want as your hall of fame, right? Maybe classics or favorite books. The books you haven't read in ages, trust me, you will never read them. So they need to go. If you really like a book, you will devour it as soon as it lands in your hands. All the book nerds will agree with me. Next category I want to talk about is photos, old documents, and copies. Mom and I were so engrossed in this exercise. One day we looked at the clock to realize it was 2 a.m. and we were still engrossed in sorting it. The whole exercise for the house, for covering all the categories, took like 15 days. It is an intensive process, so you can't just complete it over a weekend. We noticed something odd. Our stomachs were cleansing on their own. We were visiting the toilet frequently, and as the categories were being dealt with, our bodies felt better. And Mary mentions this in her book that some people might feel it this way, that their digestive system reacts to the cleansing outside and actually cleanses the colon. It was fascinating as we had changed nothing in our food or lifestyle. I cannot describe the feelings of relief we experienced at the end of this entire exercise. My mind felt calmer and clearer. A weight had been lifted off my heart, and I started getting inspiration to the next right thing in life. And we also surprised ourselves that we were able to let go of so many items. The most emotionally impactful of all were my expensive clothing from my wedding. So my expensive lehenga, saris, some artificial jewelry like the chuda and things from my wedding. After the divorce, these things were just laying at home. I couldn't donate them to the poor in an orphanage. Where will they wear such expensive clothes? And some people said, oh, they're expensive. Why don't you repurpose them and use them as something else? But the emotions, every time I touched or looked at them, were just too painful. They did not spark joy, and I knew I had to give them away. And then I found a wonderful organization called Gunj. They create wedding kits for brides from poor families. This was the perfect way to do justice to these items. I had them dry cleaned, packed them nicely, and prayed that the bride they reach should get a lot of joy and happiness from wearing them and bless her new beginning. It was a beautiful release of these emotions, and I felt lighter and happier already. I also had some fun with this exercise. I handpicked books I had read and enjoyed, but didn't want to really keep them. I clicked pictures and I shared on WhatsApp with my friends and colleagues. It was my mini garage sale, and I sold the books at nominal rates. The reason I didn't just give them away was when I put a price on them, people would only pick books that they really wanted to read. It was super fun. Even my colleagues and friends enjoyed it. And it wasn't about the money, it was the delight. Delight in these tiny activities, right? When you involve your friends as well. So it was really nice. Another thing I noticed was a change in my buying behavior. After this exercise, when I would go to buy clothes or any other stuff, I would really stop and ask myself, does this really spark joy? I'm not perfect at it and I still end up buying stuff that I don't need, but I'm much more conscious of what I bring home. This decluttering is not a one time activity. In our lives, we will continue to accumulate stuff, and at least once a year, we need to embark on this mission, so to say. I encourage you all to watch the videos and read Mary's books. Try this method at least once in your life. It did create an impact on mine. The second part to this whole exercise is organizing, because after you have sorted what you do not want, what do you do with the things that are left? And that was fun too. Finding places to keep each item, giving each item its own home, learning to organize my documents, getting cute little organizational baskets, boxes, and I created some DIY organizers as well. Ensuring every item has its home will make it easy for you to find them, and items stay in good condition for longer. I sometimes felt like Monica from Friends, especially when I started labeling things. Trust me, it's oddly satisfying. After the whole experience, I was drawn to learning tarot, and a lot of things made headway in my life like a domino effect. I joined Mary's course on Udemy. For a while, I thought, this could be a good career option. Why not? But I stuck to energy work, which is where my joy resides. Try it out and make it fun. Involve your entire family. Go by her rules. First, go through the method, approach each category in the order that she mentions, and observe how this affects you personally. Why not hold a small garage sale with your own friends, family, and neighbors online? They can pick it up post the lockdown. Spark joy in life and share your experiences with me. I would love to hear and share more on this topic. Next week, we will discuss another interesting topic on sensing energies and using your aura sheets to sense and understand the people that you're dealing with. Until next time, signing off, your host Pooja. Stay safe and loads of love. Take care.